This is Let Us Eat. I'm Suzanne Ridgway. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to bake some cookies and some brittle from the Dollar Tree. And the containers you see here are also from the Dollar Tree, as well as the tissue paper to stay on a budget to give some holiday treats out. If you're new here, thank you so much for dropping by and checking me out. Thank you to everyone who supports me each and every day. When we get to 700, we're going to issue out two $10 Dollar Tree gift cards, one for new subs, one for comments. If you are new, you must comment you are new. If you comment, you must be subscribed, and you both must be a U.S. resident. And when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to issue out two $20 Dollar Tree gift cards. Same rules apply. My subscribe guy just popped up. He's asking everyone to go ahead and smash that like button. Don't forget to click on that subscribe word down below. Let's get baking. Today on Let Us Eat, we're going to be making a brittle mix, chocolate chip and sugar cookies by Betty Crocker from the Dollar Tree. We're going to start out with a sugar cookie. And we need a half a stick of margarine and a tablespoon of water. When you're reading the directions on the package, you pay attention to the butter or the margarine. And it says it has to be softened, not melted. And you can soften this in the microwave very easily. The butter is perfectly softened. I'm going to go ahead and dump my sugar cookie mix right into my bowl. Dump the butter in. And I'm going to put in a tablespoon of water. Take your fork. And you're going to mash the butter in, mix the dough until everything's combined. Take your hands and finish mixing the rest of the way. Then we're going to roll them into cookie dough balls. It should make about 12. First, I'm going to put a splash of water onto the cookie sheet and then grab my parchment paper. Also from the Dollar Tree. And put the water on it so it keeps the parchment paper in place. Lightly spray the cookie sheet. Now we're going to roll little balls of cookie dough. About that big. And place them onto the sheet. And you're going to continue the process until all the cookie dough is gone. Keeping them around the same size, about an inch or so apart. If you feel your cookie dough ball is too big, just pinch some of it out and add it to the next one. Then we're going to pop them into the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Dollar Tree this time of the year has a great selection of Betty Crocker mixes. Sometimes the family-sized packages. This made about 10 cookies. Just going to pinch some from each ball here to make them full-size cookies. Pop them into a 375-degree oven for 7 to 9 minutes. On to the chocolate chip. This one requires a half a stick of softened butter and a tablespoon of water. The same thing. Put your butter in the microwave for 20 seconds. Taking your scissors, and you're going to dump the entire contents of the chocolate chip package into your bowl. You dump in the butter and put in a tablespoon of water. And you're going to mix the butter in with the powdered cookie mix until it's completely blended. And then you're going to use your hands to finish off the dough. I always hold one of my hands to the side of the bowl for stability. Take a peek at the cookies. They look like they're doing well. We'll let them finish baking. Cookies need another 90 seconds, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this cookie sheet. And we're going to start rolling up the chocolate chip cookie dough into little balls. Just take a pinch. And roll them about the same size. You're going to line them up on your cookie sheet, continuing the process until you have no more cookie dough. Grabbing a spoon, make it easier to drop the cookies onto the sheet. Keep your hands cleaned throughout the process. Don't make them too big. I just took the sugar cookies out of the oven. They look good. I'm going to finish the process until all the cookie dough fills the sheet. Chocolate chip cookies are going to go in for 8 and then maybe an extra 2. On to the brittle mix by Betty Crocker. I've never made this before. It goes into a 375-degree oven, the same as the cookies, so that is excellent. And it requires an entire stick of butter, softened, and apparently no water or eggs. You're going to stir brittle mix until butter dough forms, and then you're going to knead and blend it by hand, pressing brownies brittle dough in your rectangle pan. I have here my brownie pan from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to put parchment paper down on it and spray it lightly with butter spray. Dump in the brittle mix, dump in the butter, and then using one hand, you're going to mix the butter into the brittle mix until it forms into a dough ball. Before we move on to the next step, I want to check on the chocolate chip cookies. They're going to need 2 more minutes. Those are the sugar cookies. Go ahead and dump the dough ball right into the brownie pan. And then they said you're going to push it down into the pan. And it's going to go in for about 10 to 13 minutes. Making sure all the corners of your pan are met. I've been using Dollar Tree muffin pans and their brownie pans for a very long time now. And I really like them. They clean very well. And I also use their bread pans for my quick breads. I'm still learning how to bake. I was never really good at it, and I'm getting better at it. My baking instructor at my culinary school said I had perfect hands for it, but some things, like my fudge, don't always come out the way I want it to. Now I'm going to take some candy cane and break it up in a bag, and we're going to top it with it. Grab the screwdriver head here. It might be a little loud. I'm just going to go ahead and mash until they're in small pieces. Now that they're broken up into pieces, you're going to spread them over the top of the brittle mix. And I'll show you what they look like in a moment. I want to make sure it's spread evenly throughout. That is what it looks like. I'm going to pop this in the oven for 13 minutes. I'm going to start out with 11 and then add on 2 if necessary. I use Dollar Tree everywhere in my home as much as possible. Even with the price raise, you're going to save money by using the Dollar Tree. I grabbed these, found back in their kitchen area, usually with their take-alongs and their reusable containers for the microwave to hold leftovers. I found these for the holidays. Sometimes they were up in the holiday section. And I got them with stockings and snowflakes. And I grabbed some of this really beautiful festive tissue paper. And all the cookie mixes and candy canes came from the Dollar Tree. So my baking is kept to a low, frugal, budget-friendly cost. Because nowadays, if you want to make baked goods for people and you go to like Walmart, or your regular supermarket chain, or even Aldi, it could be up there in price. I bought Brittle chocolate chip cookies, sugar cookies, that was $3, and then 2 for the containers, and $1 for the tissue paper, and about $1 for my own stuff that I use, like my butter, and it is very budget friendly and frugal. Go ahead and open up one of the containers. I'm going to add some festive tissue paper. These cookies are going to be going to some shut-ins. And I have a Christmas card for them as well. And I also picked up my Christmas cards at the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree has incredible Christmas cards this year. Just be careful, they really shrunk the count. So if you need 16 cards, you're going to want to go for the 8 count or more. Sometimes they have 10 and 12. I had grabbed a couple of 6s because I really liked the picture on them. And you're just going to put it into the container, make it look like a little flower. And put the lid on it for now. In a few minutes we're going to check on the Brittle to see if everything's coming together nicely. And then I have regular white tissue paper. Looks like there's 2 per color. I'm going to put the white in with the blue, because I think it will bring out the blue, because it's kind of a clear background. I'm going to split up the cookies and the Brittle between the shut-ins. And their gift tags at Dollar Tree are awesome this year too. If you're looking for more bows for your money, I would go to Walmart because they only seem to have an 8 count of bows for wrapping paper this year. For the single shut-ins, I grabbed these adorable 10s. There's a Santa and then there's a snowman. Well, the chocolate chip cookies are a little bit of a nightmare. And I think the sugar cookies are too. Okay, they come up, so that's good. I'm putting in a few cookies that didn't crumble into each container. As I said, I'm not a baker, but I keep practicing, and I like to be frugal about it. I'm going to split all the cookies up. One of them did break a little bit. I'm putting in a few sugar cookies. Each of the containers, give them a variety. Grab a fork here so we can test the brownies or the Brittle. They look like brownies. I guess the difference is the thickness of them. That's going to need a few more minutes. I can tell right away what it's starting to look like. I'm going to put the Brittle and the 10 for the singles. Holiday baking needs on a budget with Dollar Tree. why go anywhere else? We're going to take out the brittle now. I think it is done. Let's test it with a fork. The fork is coming up clean, and I'll finish baking in the brownie pan. Cookies are put away and in the containers, and I have then cookies in the tins to go to the shut-ins. Don't forget, when we get to 700, we're going to issue out 2 $10 Dollar Tree gift cards, one for new subscribers, one for people that comment. If you comment, you must be subscribed and a U.S. resident. If you are new, you must comment you are new and be a U.S. resident. When we get to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to do the same thing, but issue out a $20 Dollar Tree gift card, one for new subscribers and one for people that comment. Same rules apply.